imagined it. I was pretty emotional anyway, because I saw Sammy right in front of me at that park. Maybe I just wanted it to be Tina who saw me with Lord Henry.
No, look, Delilah, you said that she called out your name before Henry dragged you away, right?
Right.
Well, doesn't that tell you something? He's scared that Tina heard you. And if I know old Teen, I'll bet she went right to Rafe to tell him the news.
Yeah, but what if she didn't? What if she thinks she just imagines seeing Delilah and doesn't want to give Rafe any false hope?
Then all my smiles and nice words that I've tossed to his lordship are for nothing. Because no one knows that we're still alive, and they probably don't even care.
No, come on. Don't you know better than that? Hey, we can't give up hope. Let's at least have a little faith in Tina's inability to keep her mouth shut. Now, I know she must have told somebody, and whether we know it or not, I'll bet you they're looking for us right now.
Lord Henry, have you seen Joanna? I had an urgent message at the club that she needed to see me.
Joanna didn't send that message. I did.
You?
Have a seat, Robert.
What's going on?
Ah, that's my question to you. I had so much faith in you, Robert. More than faith. I entrusted my daughter's future to you, her happiness. In return, there is nothing I would not do for my son-in-law.
Could you shorten the prologue and tell me what you want?
From you? Nothing. Not anymore. That's the pity, my boy. Could have been such a happy family. But now, you're only a disappointment to me. A deep, disturbing disappointment.
Patrick has escaped? Why, that's impossible.
I wanted to believe that too, Elizabeth, but there's no other explanation. I went to the psychiatric clinic to visit my brother. They told me he'd never even been admitted.
But that's absurd. I arranged Patrick to be sent there in lieu of prison. It was all arranged.
I'm telling you, something's happened. And from the nervous way the head of that clinic kept avoiding my eyes, I think he's part of some kind of cover-up.
What sort of cover-up?
Who knows? Maybe they made some kind of mistake that let Patrick escape, or maybe he bribed somebody there. All I know is that he's free again. He's free to harm you, or me, or Cord Roberts, or the whole Buchanan family.
Oh, surely you don't
My
think...
brother is psychotic. There's no telling what he'll do to have his revenge. That's why I had to warn you, Elizabeth. We have to tell the Buchanans, and we have to protect ourselves as well.
I'm not afraid of Patrick London.
You should be. If I were you, I'd leave Landview as soon as possible. For Europe or the South Seas. As far from Patrick as I could get.
Heron, I need my suitcase because I've got to pack because I... Oh. Vicky, I thought you were going to go see Clint and the kids off to Arizona.
Seems they're not the only ones making a trip.
Oh, you mean me? Well, yeah, well, you know, when you said you were going off to Arizona, I thought maybe it was the perfect time for a little getaway of my own.
Oh, how nice. A getaway to where? With whom?
Who said I was going with anybody?
Oh, just a wild guess on my part, based on this. It arrived from the florist just a few minutes ago. It's a white orchid.
For me? Well, I guess I must have a secret admirer. I wonder who it is.
Oh, you're not the only one. You've been a nervous wreck all day long. Don't you think it's finally time you told me why?
Here's what to do when you don't find the rainbows in this time. Here's where you go.
Vicky, it's just a flower. I'm sure it's just from some guy that I smiled at on the bus.
You haven't been on a bus in 15 years. That's got to be some smile.
Look, I don't know why you're making such a big to-do about just a tiny little anonymous gift.
Honey, you're the one who seemed to be on the verge of opening up to me earlier. If you have reconsidered and decided to keep your secret, that's fine. I'll butt out.
Really, it's not any big secret. It really isn't. And, well, I admit, the gift isn't anonymous either. I sent the flower to myself. You see, I thought I'd wear it to the opening for the Center for the Blind. I figured Sarah'd be wearing a corsage, and I didn't want to be outdone. And wouldn't you know it, they sent the darn thing late.
You know, the detail about Sarah is very, very nice. except that you and I both know that you had no intention of going to the opening. It was a last-minute decision with a little help from Beau.
What, so you're saying I'm lying about a corsage?
No, honey, I think you have a secret that you want to hold on to. That's fine. I'll buy it. If you want to come to me later on at some time and share it with me, I'll buy that too. That is, as long as you think I can take it.
Vicky, please wait.
What for, honey? I don't like playing games. You ought to know that by now. Either we confide in each other or we don't.
Well, I want to confide in you. Can't you see that?
But then what's stopping you?
I don't know. It's not what you think. I know you can take it. I do. I guess. Look, I guess it's just me. I don't even know if I can say it out loud because I know you're going to object.
Try me, sweetheart. Or are you protecting someone else?
Well, yeah, I guess I am, and he's going to be furious with me for breaking my promise and telling you, but I can't keep this inside me forever. Vicky, tonight, Beau and I are getting married.
Apparently, your brother has resorted to his customary behavior. But I see no reason why I should react by turning my life upside down.
Elizabeth, he's deranged. He could be anywhere out there, planning his next move against you or the people you love.
Oh, dear. I'm really very sorry that it's come to the point where you're afraid of your brother. But I, for one, will not be moved. If he's somewhere out there, as you put it, I can only assume that he is using his clever brain to stay in hiding.
And suppose he decides to come out of hiding long enough to return to Landview.
For what reason?
Revenge? Hatred? How many reasons does he need? Elizabeth, I don't mean to cry wolf, but you don't know my brother like I do. He hates us all, and he's dangerous.
My dear, I sympathize, I really do, but you mustn't let your fear of your brother get the better of you. We simply go on with our lives as if that poor, demented man doesn't exist. I thought that's what you tried to do when you left town.
I left town out of fear of Patrick. He threatened to inform the stock exchange that I'd once engaged in less than ethical activities there.
What? Well, how dare he invent lies about his own sister?
They weren't all lies. I made mistakes when I first got to the big city. Mistakes that I may spend the rest of my life trying to live down.
Well, we're all entitled to those mistakes, my dear, especially when we're young and ambitious. Take my advice. Go back to New York and forget about your brother and his threats.
But I can't forget. Elizabeth, don't you see? If he's willing to destroy me, what is he going to do to you or to Cord or the rest of the Buchanans? That's why we have to find him and stop him.
Cindy, you're talking with such desperation. Frankly, my dear, it sounds as if you're out to get Patrick and not the other way around. Is that your real motive for coming back to Landview?
I thought we had an understanding, Robert.
Understanding? I'm sorry, Lord Henry. I'm trying to follow you.
You know
I don't...
damn well what I'm talking about. I had you followed. Does that shock you? Did you really think you were dealing with amateurs? I know where you've been going. I know what you've been doing with that tramp you call Cassie.
You shut up about Cassie.
At last.
You listen to me. If you or one of your goons even breathes on her, I'm going to go straight to the police. And when they are through with you, I will settle with you myself.
At last, we dropped the innocent act. We dropped the innocent act, so you admit that you betrayed my daughter, betrayed the trust I placed in you.
I have treated you as you deserved, but I doubt that the police will be as respectful. You see, I know things, Henry. Things that you thought were safely hidden.
Don't you dare threaten me.
No threats. That's your style. I just say what I know. Like certain strange goings-on at Wellesley Hall. Or certain Swiss doctors who aren't what they pretend to be. Yes, I think the police will be very interested to hear what I have to say.
You'll tell them nothing, because you know nothing.
Maybe. Maybe not. We'll let them decide.
No, you're not going to the police.
Oh, yes, I will, if you threaten Cassie again.
You want that little tart. She's yours. From this moment on, you and Joanna are finished.
Fine. I'll be glad to be rid of her.
Pack your things Pack your things and get out of here! Get out!
Where do artificial lemons grow?
Other dishwashing liquids have artificial lemons, but Sunlight's got real lemon juice, so it cleans dishes real fast. Sunlight with real lemon juice to clean real fast.
Whisk isn't just for ring around the collar.
It's for dirty skirts, filthy shirts, dusty socks, spattered smocks, messy tees, dungarees.
Whisk cleans ring around the collar and your whole wash.
I'm talking turkey. I'm talking serving of loose, rich turkey.
From turkeys raised on fresh country water and natural grains.
Now, you have pulled some surprises in the past, but this? I knew you were becoming too dependent on him. I never dreamed you were actually falling in love with him.
Yeah, well, it kind of surprised me, too.
When exactly did Cupid's arrow strike? Day before yesterday?
Oh, come on. You don't really think I'd fall in love with a man just like that. Okay, maybe in the past I would, but hopefully now I'm a little wiser. Besides, Beau and I have been seeing each other for several months. It's just that we've kept it a secret.
Yes, you managed that very successfully, didn't you?
Look, don't be angry with me. It was Beau's idea. He was just afraid how the family was going to take it. He really thought that Asa would just hit the ceiling, and he didn't think Clint would do much better than that.
Don't leave me out.
Look, I'm sure you're hurt. And I'm really sorry about that. But I wish you could see just how sweet and kind Beau's been to me. I mean, when everybody else abandoned me, he was always there for me.
Everyone. You mean Cord?
I don't even know why you're bringing him up, okay? He is part of my past. Look, Beau understands me. I mean, he's given me so much attention and support and attention.
Who said that?
Look, the point is that he has been so kind and loving and gentle. I mean, how could I help but respond to that?
You know, honey, kindness and gentleness are very nice. And within a family, they ought to be taken for granted. But they are not a basis for a marriage.
What, so you're asking me if I feel passion for him?
That's a pretty good way of putting it. Do you?
What I feel for Beau is different. But I think that just says how mature this relationship is. I mean, granted, I don't feel the same thrills and passion that I felt with Cord. I don't know why you keep bringing him up. He doesn't matter to me anymore.
Doesn't he? Well, in that case, I assume you've told him all about your wedding plans with Beau, as a common courtesy, I assume, right?
No, I don't have to ask his permission. What I do with my life is my business, not Cord's.
Well, that may be. But if Cord is truly a part of your past, then there is nothing to prevent you from telling him about your plans, from doing the right thing. And the right thing, Tina, is to tell him, because Cord has a right to know.
Hey, Rick, you got a minute?
A minute, a day, a year. I was in the precinct taking a couple pictures for the banner, and I wanted to come by and ask you if you found anything about Henry or Beau. But from the way you look, it kind of get the impression that maybe you didn't get anything.
Tina didn't tell you.
Tell me what?
Well, yesterday, she thought that she saw Lord Henry with Delilah in Lambview Park.
Wait, Delilah? Your Delilah?
That's right.
I was just over at this opening for the Center for the Blind with Tina. She didn't say a word about this to me.
I'm not surprised, considering what came of it. Tina and I followed up by paying a visit to Stonecrest. Turned out it wasn't Delilah she'd seen. It was Lord Henry's daughter.
Oh, Rafe. Man, I'm sorry. I bet your hopes are going up like some kind of roller coaster.
Yeah, it's more like a rocket taking off and bursting into flames.
How could Tina be so wrong about something like this?
I'll tell you how. She saw Delilah's picture in the banner, and then she saw Joanna from a distance, and there is a resemblance. I guess the power of suggestion got the better of her. Cord, I know that wasn't my wife in the park, but after all these months...
I can just imagine how you must be feeling, Rafe.
I don't know what to feel anymore. I've sent Delilah's picture to every clinic and hospital in the country. I've had the banner runner picture, nothing, no response. And just when I'd resigned myself to never seeing her again, all of a sudden these strange things start to happen. Dee Dee shows up at Rob and Joanna's knowing every detail about Delilah's disappearance. And Vicky finds one of Delilah's original design scarves near the gazebo at Lord Henry's. And then Tina thinks that she sees Delilah with Lord Henry in the park. I can't help but think there's some connection between Lord Henry and Delilah. Or am I kidding myself? Do I just want her back so badly that my own imagination is running away from me? Or do I find some legal way to go back to Stonecrest and question Lord Henry some more?
Now, wait a minute. If there is some kind of connection between Delilah and Lord Henry, you go barging into her like that, he's just going to clam up on you even tighter than he already has, and you're not going to get any answers to any of your questions. Now, you know, Rob lives at Stonecrest. Why don't you give him a chance to snoop around on this? Maybe you can get some answers for all of us. Darling, come on. Now, I know you remember that.
Delilah, you remember it for sure.
Vaguely.
Vaguely? You two are putting me on. I mean, this was like it was yesterday. It's Ace's birthday. Paul always liked to indulge himself on that day more than any other day. He had an entire circus shipped up here from Florida. 3 rings. He pitched a big top right on the front lawn. And then he forced us all to be a part of that circus. Delilah, you were the lovely lady on the flying trapeze, you remember?
Yeah, I still get dizzy thinking about it.
No, bull, you had a blast. And you, darling, you were the beautiful assistant to the knife thrower. You remember that, don't you?
Ta-da! Yes, I can't believe how close he came to carving me up, too.
You never had so much fun in your whole life. We all did.
And I remember who you were. You were the clown.
No, that's wrong. No, I distinctly remember being the ringmaster, because I had on a top hat and I had on tails.
Wrong. You were the clown with the big red nose.
Yeah,
No.
and remember when he slipped and fell behind the elephant?
Okay. I admit it. I fell right on my keister. And you two, though, were scared to death. But that's my point. Now, we were all scared, but we survived that, didn't we? And we're here today and we're laughing about it. And someday soon, we're all going to be laughing about this, too.
Well, I wish it would be that easy, Bo.
Listen, if we sit around here feeling sorry for ourselves, we're never going to get out of this place. I'm going to go in the bedroom right now. I'm going to stretch out. I'm going to concentrate on all the information that we've been able to gather up until now. And when we get out of here, it's going to be a day pretty soon. I say we all hire another one of those circuses, okay? Because this time I'm definitely going to be the ringmaster.
You got it.
You two are so good together. I really feel like the third wheel around here.
Oh, Delilah, don't be silly. We'd probably be fighting if you weren't here to keep us sane.
No, the two of you keep me sane. If I were alone, I'd be obsessing about Rafe and Sammy, and I'm never going to see them again.
Remember what Bo just talked about?
Right. We can't disappoint him when he's trying so hard to encourage us. I just have to do more.
You've done plenty. You took a terrible risk getting Lord Henry to take you outside.
Well, no, I have to take another risk. If I get a second chance with Lord Henry, I'm going to be so sweet and charming that he won't even know when I steal his keys.
I was a fool to let myself be intimidated by you. I thought that if I married your daughter, I would stop you from using your power to hurt the woman that I love. But you have no real power, Henry.
No power. You'll think differently when I'm done with you and your Cassie.
You're the one who's done for. I only wish that I had run to the police the moment that Cassie had been kidnapped. Then you would be behind bars and Cassie and I would be back together where we belong.
Yes, you belong together, all right. You and your trollop. Much good may it do you.
And you belong with Joanna, a perfect pair. Father and daughter. You obsessed with your illusion of power and respectability. She obsessed with herself. I hope you're very happy with each other.
Get out! Damn it, get out!
Lord Henry,
I tell you, get out!
You better put a muzzle on him before someone comes along and checks him for rabies. So long, your lordship.
You'll regret this, Colonel, for the rest of your lives!
Sir, he's not worth it.
I want him gone. Do you hear me, Garth? Whatever it takes, whatever you have to do, I want Robert Coronel to suffer a serious accident, one from which he will never recover. Oh, Lord!
Lord Henry?
Chest. Can't breathe. Pills on my desk. Quickly.
These, sir?
Yes. Quickly. Give them to me.
I'm more than willing to give you the pills, sir. After you sign your will.
Damn it, I have a will. Give me the pills before it's too late.
Yeah, but you don't understand. This is a new will.
Oh, I signed it. Get me the pills. God! Don't leave me like this! Don't leave me!
I love my brother. If anything, I bent over backwards to protect him from his own worst instincts.
And yet you've come back to Landview sounding the alarm. Well, perhaps we should light torches and smoke him out like Dr. Frankenstein's monster.
Patrick needs treatment, not punishment. But he needs it in a place where he can't escape to harm others and himself. And until that happens, we're all in danger.
Cindy, I'm sorry. I realize that you're frightened. That's obvious, and perhaps with good reason. But I've lived a long time, and it'll take more than Patrick's threats to scare me out of house and home.
Oh, so you're just gonna wait for him to show up?
Well, I'll simply go on with my life and hope the authorities are doing their best to find him. I suggest you do the same.
I can't leave it at that. You may not be worried enough to leave town right now, but maybe Cord or the other potential victims will be. I have to warn them.
And create a lot of unnecessary panic?
I'm sorry, Elizabeth, but I could never forgive myself if I kept silent.
No, of course not. Tell me, how long will you stay in Landview?
Not more than a week. I still have to get back to my consulting firm in New York. I'll be staying at the Holden Towers, so if you see any sign of Patrick, or if you change your mind about leaving town, you can contact me there.
Cindy, wait. After all, my dear, you and Kate have been friends for years. I couldn't let you stay in some hotel, not when I have so much room here.
Oh, that's very kind of you.
No, I insist. Now, you go back to Holden Towers and check out and send your luggage here.
You're sure I wouldn't be in the way?
Of course not. And if you're right about Patrick, well, we can look out for each other, can't we?
When you put it that way.
Now, it's all settled. Now, hurry back. And I'll read you some of Kate's recent letters from Europe. Perhaps you can tell me why she insists on staying there and doing research when she has a perfectly loving grandmother waiting for her here.
I've missed you, Elizabeth. I'll be back as soon as I can.
Just what I needed.
The court has made it perfectly clear he doesn't care what happens to me.
But he's still the father of your child, no matter how he feels about you. He is devoted to little Clint.
Well, Bowen, I would never keep Clint from his father.
Darling, I know that. But if you marry Bo, little Clint's life is going to change forever. Don't you think you have a responsibility to see to it that his relationship with his father doesn't suffer?
Of course. I want to do what's best for Clint.
Well, then what's the hesitation for? Are you afraid of telling Cord about Bo? Is that it?
Afraid? No. No, I'm not afraid at all. It's just that Cord is just a memory or two to me. That's it.
That's all.
Yes, that is all. Cord doesn't ask my opinion on what he does or who he sees. In fact, he doesn't ask my opinion on anything at all.
It was not easy today, was it? Seeing Cord with Sarah at the opening. I guess it touched you more than I realized.
I wasn't touched. Do I really look like someone who was touched here? And look, Cord has made his choices. I make mine.
Honey, it's not up to me to question your love for Beau or for anyone else. But I know that you and Beau have just come out of very painful marriages. Dee Dee's reappearance in Landview was clearly very hard on him. And not too long ago, you and Cord were talking about getting back together again.
Well, that doesn't have anything to do with what's going on now.
Well, it may or it may not. But your emotions are still very raw. So are Beau's. Are you sure you're not rushing this just to get rid of the pain?
No, that's not it at all.
Are you sure? Are you really sure? Honey, you're gonna hate me for saying this, but I would hate myself even more if I didn't speak my mind. I think that if you married Beau now, it would be a disastrous mistake for both of you.
The results are in from a nation.
Don't you think this has been a very difficult decision for me? Believe me, I have thought about every single thing you've brought up to me, and even a few things that you haven't thought of.
Then what's the rush? Why can't you give it time?
Because I want some happiness in my life. I want the same kind of love and happiness that you have in your life. Look, how long am I supposed to be miserable, huh? I mean, another year, maybe my whole life?
No, honey. Last thing I want in the world is for you to be miserable, but the surest way to guarantee it is for you to rush into a marriage that you're not ready for.
But I am ready. Look, I told Beau I'm going to marry him, and I can't change my mind now.
Oh, yes, you can. Yes, you can change your mind. What you cannot do is allow the pain in your heart to cloud your judgment, especially when there's so much at stake here. Honey, if you love him, then let it grow. And then you'll see if it really is the kind of love that will last forever. And after that, then nothing Clint, Asa, Cord, or anybody can say will stop you.
Does that include you?
Sweetheart, we both know that the person hasn't been born who can stop Tina when she knows what she wants. I'm afraid, though, that you don't really know what you want quite yet, do you?
How'd you get so smart?
Blood, sweat, and tears. Mostly tears.
I don't know how you do it, but you always have this way of just making me listen and agree, even if I don't want to.
Does that mean?
It means that somehow, and I don't know how I'm going to do it, I'm going to have to find a way to tell Beau that the wedding is off for now.
Help me! Someone!
Daddy! Daddy!
Joanna!
What's wrong?
Pills. Must have pills.
Pills? Have you been taking some kind of medication? Tell me, where are they? Where are they?
He took them.
Who? Who took them? Daddy, I'll just go and call the doctor.
No. Doctor can't help. Not now. Just remember, whatever you hear, whatever they say about me, listen. Everything, all I did for you, only for you. I love you, Joanna.
Daddy. Daddy, please don't leave me.
My brother.
Please don't leave me. Come back to me, Daddy.
Joanna, what's wrong?
Oh, Robert. Make him come back to me, please. Make him come back to me.
Oh, my God.
Tell me he isn't. Robert, tell me that he isn't.
I'm sorry, Joanna.
No, it can't be. It can't be.
Come on, try to get a hold of yourself. Tell me what happened.
I don't know. His heart. He said that he'd kept something from me.
He had a heart condition? Why didn't he tell someone?
I don't know. I don't know anything now except he's gone, Robert.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Good Lord, what's happened?
Lord Henry, he's had a heart attack.
Well, don't just stand there. Call an ambulance.
It's too late, Garth.
Are you a doctor? Call an ambulance, man.
Why wasn't I here when it happened? Why wasn't someone here to help him?
Ambulance right away. The ambulance is 10
It's all right. It's all right. I'm here.
Briggs, I realize you can handle any emergencies that arise, but just in case you need us, Clint and I will be at the ranch. Thank you very much. We will. Bye.
Well, it looks like old Briggs and I got something in common. We're both gonna miss you.
Oh, well, it's just a brief vacation. Right now, I kind of wish we could change our plans or at least delay them for a while.
Hey, come on, don't even think like that. The whole reason I came over is to wish you a good journey, have a good trip. You know, I think everybody in the family deserves it.
Yeah, I thought so too, but no.
Now what?
Nothing. Thank you very much for coming over to wish me a bon voyage, and rest assured that while I am with Jessica and my men, I will be thinking about you.
Oh, well, thank you. Listen, Vicky, is there something wrong?
No? Why would you think that? As you said, I'm off on a well-deserved vacation.
Yeah, right, but it's just you sound kind of funny. Is there a reason that you're going off on this trip at this point in time? Like Clint's health? Is there something I should know about? You're not telling me?
No, he's fine. In fact, your father's never been better.
Ah. Then, what is it?
It's nothing. It's nothing, Cord.
Why don't you just come right out and tell me what it is? Look, Clint and everybody else have already left, so if you've got a problem, you need to talk about it. I'm here.
Well, that's the point. The problem is not mine. It's Tina's.
Tina's.
I know the last thing in the world you want to do is get involved in her life again. Unfortunately, what she does has a way of affecting.
Listen, maybe I changed my mind, all right? Maybe I don't want to hear about this.
No, and I don't think I'm going to tell you because I think she'd never forgive me if I did.
Good, then we can just forget the whole thing?
No, Cord, I can't do that. No, because there's more at stake here than just her life. Your life is involved, too. And quite frankly, I don't think I could ever look you in the eye again if I didn't tell you the truth.
Don't worry, we'll be there. Now, I'll remember to bring the rings. You just make sure you have the witnesses. I'll make sure I bring a check. No, not at all. No, I love a justice of the peace who's all business, you know? You're a man after my own heart. Look, I gotta go, all right? Nigel! Hey, Nigel, bring a lint brush in here, will you? And check on that boutonniere I ordered from the florist. Damn.
Nigel's busy. Will I do?
Tina, wait. You're here early, sweetheart? Don't you know it's bad luck to see the groom before the wedding?
Well, I guess I'm just not very superstitious.
Well, don't worry. Nothing's going to go wrong anyway. Pretty soon, you're going to be standing in front of the Justice of the Peace with me, and you are going to become Mrs. Bo Buchanan.
Bo,
What's this? What? It's a little big for the, my boutonniere. This looks more like the orchid that I ordered for you.
Well, it is.
Well, why did you bring it here? This is supposed to stay cold until tonight, sweetheart. Now, here, why don't you take this back home? You make yourself even more beautiful, if that's even possible. And then I'll come by, I'll pick you up later, okay?
I can't go home, not yet. You see, I have to tell you something if I can just find the words.
What is this? What is that, pre-wedding jitters? You know, between the two of us, I think we've been to more ceremonies. We ought to be veterans at this.
Well, it's not that, really.
Oh, my blushing little bride. Listen, don't worry, baby. Pretty soon we're going to be husband and wife. Then you can tell the whole family, you can tell the entire world just how much in love we are. Tina, hey, that is what you want, isn't it?
Yes, I think. But, you see, sometimes I'm not so sure, and Bo, I've changed my mind. I can't marry you today.
Say cheese.
Cheese.
No, cheese Ritz Bits.
Ritz Bits.
I'm sorry to intrude on Lord Henry's family at such a sad time.
A little louder, Detective. If there's some reason you're here to investigate, I'm sure we'd all like to know.
He didn't say he was here to investigate.
Like I told Rob, I got the report at the station. I just came by to see if I could be of any help.
No one can help. Not now.
Rob, how did you find him?
Well, when I came into the living room, he was lying in Joanna's arms. We'd assumed he'd had a heart attack.
Mr. Buckley, excuse me. Did Lord Henry have a history of heart disease?
I knew nothing of Lord Leighton's medical history. He kept such personal matters to himself.
Joanna, forgive me. Can you think of anything that might have caused your father's heart attack?
His last words to me before he died, he said he took them.
Took what, Joanna?
Pills. Daddy was begging for some kind of pills when I found him.
Pills for his heart?
Well, what else would they be for? But when I asked him where they were, he said he took them.
Someone took your father's pills away from him?
My God, who would do such a thing?
I don't know. But whoever did is directly responsible for my father's death.
Joanna, before you go jumping to any conclusion...
Look, you weren't there. You didn't see him. He was in terrible pain. He kept begging for those pills.
No one's doubting your word about that, but something must have happened to cause his attack.
The argument.
What argument?
It was a personal matter, something that had been a bone of contention for quite some time between Henry and me. He told me to pack my bags and leave the house. I went upstairs to do just that.
And you left him like that? Seeing how upset he was?
Your father was angry, but he didn't seem in pain. He didn't mention anything about his heart or pills.
I can't stand here and let you go on like this, Robert.
What do you mean, Mr. Buckley?
Well, I was keeping quiet for Joanna's sake, but I overheard the argument between Robert and Lord Leighton. His lordship was more than just angry. He began to complain about his heart. He even begged Robert to stop arguing so vehemently.
That's a lie.
If you think I'm going to stand here and protect you, you've got to be out of your mind. If Joanna wasn't grieving for her father, I'd deal with you myself. For now, I suggest you follow Lord Henry's command and get out.
Tina had plans to marry Beau tonight. Yes.
Whoa.
Yes, you heard me correctly. Apparently, they've been seeing each other in secret for quite some time, and tonight was going to be the, culmination or catastrophe, depending on how you look at it.
I knew that Tina was seeing Beau, even though she kept denying it. I just never dreamed that it had gone this far.
You know, you'd think we'd have learned by now. With Tina, nothing is impossible.
Yeah. Beau, too.
Sorry?
Nothing. You're right about Tina. I mean, she's pulled the wool over my eyes time and time again. I just can't believe she wouldn't tell me about something like this, especially since we're talking about a stepfather for my son. You know, I'm entitled to know something like that.
Well, now you know why I hesitated telling.
No, I'm glad you told me. At least now I know the truth, even though I have no idea what I can do about it.
Well, fortunately, I don't think there's anything to be done about it right now, because for whatever reason, Tina decided to talk to me about it today. Subconsciously, I think she was hoping I would convince her not to rush into this marriage.
And did you?
I think I did. She's agreed to postpone it at least for a month or two to make sure she's not marrying him on the rebound.
Great. Where is she now?
Oh. She went over to Ace's to break the bad news to Beau.
You don't think he's gonna get her to change her mind about this? I mean, the man can be pretty damn persuasive when he wants to be.
No, I wouldn't worry about that. She seemed to know her own mind.
Oh, man, I don't think Tina would know her own mind if she tripped over it. Listen, I want to go talk to her, all right, man? I'm gonna go over there. I think both of them have been keeping me out of this for too long now.
All right, Cord. I will not try and stop you, but please, I beg you, if you want Tina to follow the cautious path for the first time in her life, don't back her into a corner, okay? Now, I'm terribly sorry to leave you with upsetting news. I have to go and finish packing because I'm leaving in the morning.
Well, you'll have a good trip, huh? I'll stay down here. I'll get my thoughts together before I go rushing over there, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Cord. Aaron said I'd find you in here.
Cindy. Wow, talking about a day for surprises. Boy, am I glad to see you.
You won't be. Not when I tell you what I'm here for.
Look, don't be angry with me. I had to tell Vicky. I mean, she's my sister. I value her advice more than anyone's.
And I guess that includes me, too, huh? Thanks a lot, Tina.
Oh. Look, I'm really sorry, but I just didn't feel right about getting married without her blessing. And besides, now I'm glad I told her everything.
Oh, thank God. Somebody's glad.
Look, will you try to understand how I feel? Well, just because I want to postpone the wedding doesn't mean that I stopped loving you.
No, it just means that you don't want to be my wife, right?
No, I do. When the time is right. Look, in talking to Vicky, it made me realize we're rushing things, that we need time to let our love grow.
No, damn it, Tina. Now, these aren't your words. These are Vicky's. Don't you have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. Why are you talking like this? You don't even sound like yourself.
How should I sound, huh? Happy? Grateful? I ask you to marry me, not your sister. Are you gonna remain a child forever, huh? Are you gonna let her run your entire life?
Look, she's not doing that.
Well, you could have fooled me. Maybe you have to ask other people's permission to do something. I don't. See, in my book, if you love somebody, that love, that conquers everything. All the doubts, all the interruptions, even interfering families.
What? She's your family, too, you know.
No, you are my family. That's if you've got the guts to marry me. Now, I've proven my love to you, Tina. Now it's your turn. Either you marry me tonight, or it's off.
Joe, now that you're in school, Mom can start a job. And today's the day.